Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. This is a bit of kind of a boring video. It's a bit more of a vlog, documentation of the lathe move. This is the area that I need to, well, I thought I was going to be moving the lathe through, more on that later. The garden gets neglected over the winter big time. So this is the state of it. I think I'd actually done a bit of tidying as well by this point. So the lathe is in the other half of the garage, and it's getting moved into this half, which is set up for an altogether different purpose. So I just start. The plan was to get all the stuff that is in the new workshop area, get all that stuff out into this patio area, move the lathe round into the new workshop area, which would create space in the storage side for all the other stuff to go back into. So I had to clear all this space so that there'd be space for the stuff to go into. So once I'd got a good amount, I wanted to get rid of it all straight away. So this is me loading it all into the boot of my car. It's there's a lot of bricks. I think when we moved in, the bottom section of the garden had not conservatory. This is not going well. It had a greenhouse, so we had a lot of odd stones and flags as well that we've been gradually getting rid of over the last 5 years. So once I'd done all that and got home, I joined my wonderful fiance and children, who were having a nice little, whatever you call this, for dinner. So it's some lovely bread, some butter, and a bit of cheese. And I think that's pastrami. Yeah, it was a while ago, this. Although we are currently in a heck of a heat wave at the moment. It is, for future reference, it is Tuesday, the 23rd of June. And I recorded this probably 3 weeks, maybe even a month ago, I can't remember. So after that lovely little bit of dinner, I had to have a little bit of dinner. I mean, tea. And then I got on to getting all the stuff out of this room so that I would be able to move the lathe in. So my original plan, because there is a small partitioning wall, just the camera is in the corner of this end bit. So yeah, the plan was to take the lathe out of the front door of the garage, which is like a normal car garage door, around the side of the garage, down a step, across the rest of the floor, and then up the step through the door. So yep, got all that cleared out. So this is the pathway. So that's how it looks outside now. Garden full of stuff. And we've got a very narrow pathway through it all. So this is where the lathe is now. You can just about see it there, buried behind all the stuff. So the next job was to clear a path out. Luckily, a lot of this stuff, as you can see, it's like the pillar drill and bandsaw, a little vise there. So it's all stuff that needs to be moved through anyway. I was so naive, thinking that this would work. I bought some little dollies to put the lathe on. So the plan was it's really close to the wall, right in the corner, because I built the wall, that white wall that you can see there. I built that up to the lathe. Oh, it's up to the shelf. Sorry, the shelf above the lathe. So we've got like a couple of inches there, where the swarf tray actually is. So the plan was to jack it up. Well, pry it up, I suppose. I'm not using jacks, I'm using a pry bar. Yeah, pry it up, get it onto these little dollies, and just move it out away from the back wall there, and then just go. I thought these ones would be good. They're supposed to hold plenty of weight. Well, what I assume, I don't know how much the lathe weighs, but I thought the corner, you see me gesturing there, the corner would go around there, and it'd just cradle it perfectly. And we'll see how that goes. Because, yeah, it's very heavy. It's a very heavy machine when when it's one man moving job, and you've got to try and move it on your own. Yeah, it's quite daunting. Even though the machine does look quite small, manageable, but it's very heavy when you're on your own. I'm doing a lot of gesturing and pointing for this bit, but I ain't prepared. Here we go. We're getting to the end of it now. Okay, continue. Let's go. So, continue. Just get it high enough so that I can get a bit of wood. I need to have the wood far in so that the corners are clear. I don't recommend doing it this way. Well, I do, as long as you've got appropriate dollies. If I had the appropriate dollies, it would have been a lot easier. But still, it's a long way to go. With just a meter feels like a mile. So yeah, so I've got it up to that height now. So it's time to try and bring it back down to the height of the dollies there. Get the weight on the dollies. Which you can see there's a lot of movement. As soon as it goes onto the dolly there, the dolly just changes shape. It's not, and the wheels are so small. It's a very coarse floor because it's just a standard like cement floor with I don't know what it's called. The texture of it is very deep, way too deep for those size wheels. So yeah, I think that's that's where I ended up leaving it for that day. We had a wonderful barbecue, and then this is the next day. I think I don't know. This is a bit later on. I don't know if it's the next day. So I put everything back in that I'd got out, which was a bit annoying. But I had nowhere to put the lathe anyway, because this is where it's going, in this room, and there is absolutely no space for it. Oh, okay, this is the week after. Right, got it. So this was the new plan to make an aperture in the wall that I could wheel the machine through. So I've drilled my holes through there, so I've got a reference point on the other side, which the placement will come into question shortly. Why do I look so short? That's weird. So here I am cutting through. I can only reach to cut through one side at a time. So yeah, cutting down one side, cutting down the other side to make a nice little door, and then cut across the top as well. This is just plastic. It's 40mm thick, hollow plastic, hardened panels. So yeah, it's not hard. It's not difficult. This is the cutting through on the other side now to hopefully match up. If you can see on that corner, there is a hole halfway back on the shelf because optimistically I thought I'd be able to do the door that wide, but I just had to do it up to where the shelf was. So here I am redrawing a line on the other side and cutting that. So that's a nice feature. If you ever wonder why that line's there, that's why. Now you know. So yeah, just trying to get it. Like just pop it out now. Pop the bit out, and there we go. What a beautiful sight to behold. And then I got a phone call. So for this bit, I was on the phone. So there, I had to leave that bit on because that is supporting the bit above the new doorway. You can see the lathe there. Still, oh, I don't know if that's getting picked up. Kids now. We've got some kids that play around here and they just scream, absolutely scream, like they've been murdered. It's quite disturbing. Um, but you know, that's what kids do. Kids are kids. Just not. It's just some kids playing. Um, so now, yeah, just move the camera, getting the bottom bits, making them look quite neat. Pretty happy with that. It could have gone all the way up, but I didn't have any more stuff. So now I am again clearing the path to the workshop area, which is now a path going the other way. So off screen there, you can't see there is a pallet truck. So now the plan is to jack it up high enough so that I can fit the pallet truck under. The amount of tipping and not really close calls, but closer than I would like calls. Um, it's a bit, you know, from the outside it looks a bit scary, but it's fine. It's happened now. It was weeks ago. But the weight distribution is really surprising. It's quite far forward towards the front of the lathe. Um, so yeah, so I'm going under with a pallet truck. So I needed to get the wood in the middle of the lathe. Apparently I've done that now. So I'm just lifting it, just raising it up a bit. Um, so I think now then I was just doing the blocks on the other side, and then as easy as that, I was able to. I was just lifting it up there to get the other bit of wood from underneath it, and then I could just wheel her on through, and then I had to do the same thing. Don't worry, my hand's not underneath it. Then it's inside the cabinet, so it's not actually under anything. And then yeah, I could lower it down onto the blocks again, and then get the pallet truck out of the way, and then the same again, just put less and less bits of wood under it until it were low enough that I could just lower it onto the actual floor. Nice bit of wobbly. And then I think because of the placement of the wood there, it was very tippy, which was kind of useful for trying to pivot it into position. A bit you can see that's just pivoting, not really helping me there. I'm just spinning it around. So then the last bit, I could just take that bit out, put a teeny bit of wood under, and then last one, no wood at all, just allow. Just give it a bit of a nudge, another bit of a nudge, and that's it. I, th I thought there were more to it than that. So if you've enjoyed the video, um, feel free to subscribe and stuff and see what we get up to with the lathe. And I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.